Hello everyone, and welcome to this series of articles about the swimming rules. My name is Peter. I wrote these articles originally to go in the newsletter for my local club, which is in Central Queensland region in Australia. And they were meant to be explained on club night, but there's never enough time now, so I'm taking the opportunity to video record these. And I realise that these will be able to be seen worldwide, so if it doesn't make any sense to you, it's just because some of the things I refer to relate to my local club. So I'd like to take this opportunity in this first video to take a step back and establish just why there are rules for the sport of swimming. So I'd like you to imagine, just say you and I are both in the 25 metres breaststroke race, and at the start you see me jump before the start signal. You think that's not quite right, and then I swim along with full pulls and a scissor kick. You keep doing everything properly. First and second places have already come in, so you and I are in the race for the bronze medal. You're about to touch correctly at the end of the race, but I reach out with one hand and touch before you. The timekeepers take the times, and mine's faster than yours. So if nothing else happens, I'm getting a bronze medal and you're going away with nothing. There's a technical official there, someone in a white hat. What are they going to do? Well, they can redress the balance by issuing a disqualification. I'll be annoyed about it, but I'll be forced to learn. But if I want a reward, I'm going to have to do things properly. And you will get what you deserved. Alternatively, the official can think, oh, I don't want to upset anyone, so he just blows the whistle to clear the water. How are you going to feel about that? Well, and what do we both learn? You see, we both learn the same thing, which is that if you want a reward, the thing to do is to cheat and take the risk of being caught. So what sort of habits do we want our children to learn at that stage when they're club swimmers, 9, 10, 11-year-olds? What sort of a world do we want them to grow up in? Do we want a free-for-all, law of the jungle situation, or do we want some sort of order? It's all a question of what you'd prefer. So as it is, swimming is a structured sport with rules and standards, and so that's basically why, one of the reasons why we do these things this way. You might ask why there are so many rules. Well, they're mostly there to differentiate between the different strokes. Without those, there would only be one stroke, and that is whichever one the swimmer could do fastest. There are a couple more things I'd like to point out about this structure of the swimming, and that is next time you go to fill out the nominations, take a look at the conditions of entry. Somewhere near the top it'll say something to the effect that the meet will be conducted under the rules of FINA, F-I-N-A, the world body, and Australian swimming. You agreed to be bound by those rules, amongst others, when you signed up to your membership. Another thing is, take a look at the description of the event. If the event is 100 metres breaststroke, that means 100 metres from start to finish within the rules for breaststroke. It doesn't mean 90 metres of swimming within the rules of breaststroke plus 10 metres of anything else you think you might like to do at the start, the turn and the finish. No, it's 100 metres complete. So, before it goes to plan, down in the description there should be links to some other documents. One of these will be the text of this newsletter article. I'm also going to put the whole series in one document. I think there are about 15 pages. There's one article per page, so you'll have the lot if you find those. There are two more documents there relating to the rules. I've uploaded the most recent swimming rules that I have relating to the referee, the starter, and the actual swimming rules for the various strokes. They read a lot like a legal document. They're pretty hard to interpret, and so that's the reason for these articles. The other thing that you'll find there is a document containing the actual infractions to the rules. I've got these stuck to my clipboard, and these are what are written on the infraction cards. If you think someone's done something that's outside the rules and it's not on that list, then it's probably not a rule. You see, if you're a swimmer and you go to training, the coach will teach you all this, but you might not know which of the things you're being taught are rules and which are coaching preferences. The rules are pretty simple by comparison. At this stage I should have added that, for example, the rules are nearly always very specific about the touch that is to be done at the end of the length before a turn, but they rarely say anything much about how a turn is to be performed. That's mostly down to coaching. The rules generally, with a few exceptions, pick up again as you are leaving the wall. Other examples, you won't find anything in the rules about things like breathing or advanced techniques like streamlining, sculling, rotation, that sort of thing. That's all coaching. And now I want to get to that. There's what the rules say. And they say, for example, that in butterfly, all forward movements of the arms must be above the water. So, if you recover this way, that's breaststroke. If you recover this way, that's butterfly. Pretty straightforward. There's also what the rules don't say. The rules don't say a lot about a whole lot of things. And just a couple of examples. Butterfly used to say that it used to have rules in there much the same as for breaststroke, is that you have to keep all your keep the actions of the arms and the actions of the legs in horizontal planes. That has just quietly been deleted from the butterfly rules, and so now you'll be able to go along on a tilt in butterfly, and it's to enable the butterfly swimmers to be able to breathe to the side, I presume. Another example of a change is in the breaststroke kick. The rule for the breaststroke kick used to say that the kick was performed with a rounded motion. That's just quietly disappeared, and now you'll find most of the quality breaststroke swimmers use more or less a straight kick. As long as they conform to the rules of keeping the feet level, turning the toes out in the propulsive phase of the kick, you'll find that they now kick almost straight back without a rounded movement, because that's gone from the rules. So what the rules say, what the rules don't say, and then how the rules are interpreted. If you read the rules, as I said, it sounds like they read like a legal document, and I have to go and work with other referees in the region regularly just to keep myself in step with the way the rules are being interpreted. Here's an example. In starts, the rule simply says that anyone starting before the start signal is disqualified. What constitutes starting? Well, the way it's being interpreted is that any forward movement prior to the start signal is being interpreted as starting before the start signal. You can't even drift a little bit. you'll be disqualified for that. So that's an example of how rules are being interpreted. Another example, which also is a little bit like what the rules don't say, is, for example, in backstroke it says backstroke is performed on the back, that is face up. What the rules don't point out, which you're allowed to take advantage of, is that backstroke is done face up, plus or minus almost 90 degrees. So you can be almost side on, but not quite, and you're still doing backstroke. Similarly for butterfly, for example, butterfly is done on the breast, the wording is, which is face down. So you could be almost plus or minus 90 degrees either way and still conform to face down. So these are little bits about what the rules don't say and how they are being interpreted. There are whole lots of examples of those, and I'm going to be talking about those, all being well, over the next few weeks. So thanks for watching, everyone, and see you in the next one.